Love is all we need. That's what the song says. Love is all we need. And yet, we think we need something else. And it's the love of you for you that's what you need. So challenging in this world to remember. It's so easy to look around and think, who's loving me? Who is appreciating me? Who is noticing me? Who is there for me? But when you bring it back, when we bring it back to, how am I? How are you loving you? Everything starts to change. And you feel that love is all you need. Hello and welcome to Say Yes to You and Why You Don't. For women who are great at saying yes to others, not always as great at saying yes to themselves. I am Claudia Braun, mindset, lifestyle, and EFT coach for women ready to start saying yes to themselves. And welcome. If you are new, there have been a number of new subscribers, and I welcome you and I thank you so much for being here. It is a great delight for me to be here with you, and I so appreciate you being a part of this community and subscribing here to this podcast, to this publication. And I really am aware of how much most of us are not showing up in love for ourselves. I was reminded a couple of days ago, I have a young client that I work with who I adore, and she was saying to me that she was, noticing that she wanted to be back on dating sites, and it was because, and I said, okay, and it had just been recently that she'd been out of a relationship, and we had been working on the fact that it was kind of a thing to not allow herself to just be alone for a little while. And she was like, no, I want to go back. And I was like, just explore what's underneath that. And she said, okay, so what I'm seeing is that, I want the attention. And of course, there's nothing wrong with being admired or being paid attention to. The problem is when we're not giving that attention to ourselves. And what she and I work on together, and what I see for my other clients, myself, and in the world, is how much we don't love ourselves, how much we don't show up in love for ourselves. We have many different ways in which it can express itself. Maybe you don't take time to make food for yourself. You don't eat well. You don't allow yourself to eat food that's good, or you eat food that makes your body feel bad, or you spend time with people you wish you weren't spending time with. Say yes to things that you don't want to be saying yes to. So many ways in which you're not showing up in love for yourself. And I liken to my clients' response of that wanting attention out there is that what's missing in her is that piece of not giving the attention to herself, not loving, not stepping up in love for herself. And she's not alone. It's a thing, and it's so easy to get caught up in, and it can show up in so many different ways. And when I first start working with people, I really see how much the judgment gets in the way of love. Seeing where you're not good enough, seeing where you don't meet up, you don't quite have the level that you think you should be at. You're not quite at the place you think you should be at. whether it's in your life, whether it's in your stage of life, whether it's in your work, whether it's in your relationships, whether it's with your body, whether it's with your creative expression, whatever that it is, you're not quite there yet. Somehow you should be somewhere else. And that self-judgment kicks in and love gets filtered out. I had the great delight and pleasure of being with my little nephew over the weekend, and he's a little over 1, and he is so in love with himself. He's so proud of himself. Spend any time with a 1-year-old, and right? They are so full of love. And all you want to do is love them because they're so full of love. And when he comes to me and puts his arms out that I should go pick him up, it's like, oh my gosh, right? And his mom says, he doesn't do that all that often, to other people. And when they're expressing that kind of love, full on love for themselves, don't you just want to love on them? But the same thing is true with us. When inside you know that you're having one of those days where you feel top of the world, everything feels like it's going well, you just feel so filled up and you want to show up like that. And you notice that things start coming to you that are the same. But on those days when you don't feel that, have you noticed what's going on inside of you where perhaps your mind is working against you? It's telling you how you don't measure up, how you don't look the way you think you should look, how you don't act the way you should act, how there's things about you that somehow are wrong, unacceptable. And then that starts growing in itself, and that becomes the momentum that you start to feel that nothing is going right, that people are not kind to you, that you don't have good experiences, that you can't expect good things to happen, that stuff doesn't work out for you. You kind of start to feel that you are in that experience. And so we think sometimes, many times, that it's what's going on out there that's determining how we feel. But that is such a learned response. It's not what's going on out there that's determining how we feel in here. It's what's going on in here that determines how and what happens out there. There is no guarantee of what's going to happen in the world, or how if you set yourself up to success and you do all the right things are going to work out perfectly as you planned. No guarantee on that one. But maybe you don't know, but here's the thing. The more that you allow yourself to feel good and practice feeling good and practice seeing what you love about you, the more that feeling like my little nephew comes to you. The more you walk around feeling like, oh my gosh, I am in love with me, the more other people, other situations come to you that are of a similar experience. And so today is really about looking at, where does love for you play out? Are you being your own best friend? Are you being the friend to you that you would want to have? Because so many times I hear, and God knows I've heard it in myself in the past, and sometimes it can sneak in, and that not such a nice friend, right? Not such a nice friend inside of you. They say in 12-step communities sometimes that the mind is a neighborhood you don't want to be in alone. But that's when the mind is not healed. When you are investing time and energy to really cultivating a mind of love. And I liken it to a garden, right? When you are planting a garden, you need to pull out the weeds. You need to keep those, pesky things that are causing your garden to not prosper, anything that doesn't look like it's going to grow, you pull it out. Or it doesn't look healthy, you pull it out. And the same thing is true in your mind. It's such an opportunity to look at what are those thoughts that you're allowing yourself to continue to think about yourself. And if they're not kind and they're not loving, they don't belong there. It's like growing a healthy garden. You wouldn't put weeds in your garden. You wouldn't put soil that didn't have nutrients in it. You wouldn't deprive it of water or sun because you know it wouldn't grow and it wouldn't prosper. And it really is about being that vigilant with your mind. And I know it can feel like, oh my gosh, it's a lot of work. It's tedious. And the truth is, how do you want to feel in your day? And having that feeling like of slow misery running in the background isn't necessarily a remedy for a happy life. And so, isn't it worth investing time and energy in your day to noticing where your mind trips you up? How often your mind is telling you you're wrong, you're stupid, you don't know what you're doing, or you'll never get this. If your mind is going down that path, remind it, it's wrong. That is not right thinking. Turn it around and say, it doesn't have to be that way. Why is that true? Why do I think that about myself? And it's a lie that I don't need to keep repeating. Calling those lies out, calling that out, is how you get better. Pretending it's not there, minimizing its impact, does not benefit you. You need to become vigilant on the thoughts, because those thoughts that are not kind, are not loving, are not going to take you to where you want to go. And even if you say, but I don't know where I want to go, that's okay. But if you know that you want to feel at peace, you know you want to feel happy, you know you don't want to be giving your time away when you don't really want to be, that's all you need to know. And the only way you get there is by really looking at, where do you throw yourself under a bus? Where do you tell yourself, I'm not really that great. I'm not really that good at this. I kind of suck. And when you're saying that more often than you're saying, look what I've done. Look at the progress I'm making. Look at the small changes I'm making. Look at how persistent I am. Look at how committed I am. Know that when you are persistent and you are committed and you are willing, things will change. It's not up to you the time frame in which they change. It's not up to you what it looks like. Know that when you are invested in caring for yourself, being kind and loving to yourself, good things can't but help, but happen. And that is what you deserve. And not just because you did something good for somebody. You deserve that every day because of who you are, because of who you inherently are. You don't have to earn the right to love yourself. And babies are such a perfect example of that. Babies, puppies, they know it, right? They're cute, they're adorable, they come here and they just expect it. They just expect people are going to love them. And they do. Who doesn't want to pet a puppy? Who doesn't want to hold a little baby? I mean, they make you feel so good. But inside of you is that same essence, that small child who's still there, and she still needs your attention and your appreciation and your gratitude for who she is and how willing she is to show up every day. And I know in the course of your day, so much is being taken care of by you. There are so many things that you are giving, so many people you are giving to. But how often are you generously, open-heartedly giving that same love to yourself? Many times I see that my clients are very stingy with loving themselves. And so this is the reminder. No stinginess. Unabashedly love on you. Look in the mirror. Tell yourself how beautiful you are, how amazing you are, how much you deserve love and appreciation just because of who you are, not because of what you've done and for all the people you've done it for. Just because you are you. So, my friends, today is about love. And truly, as the song says, love is all we need. Imagine if everybody around you showed up in love for themselves. How much different would things be? Because when you're encountering people who are angry and judgmental and difficult, know that there is no self-love coming towards them. Because when there is judgment, anger, criticism, behind that is also judgment, anger, and criticism. So the more you show up in love for yourself, the more you shift yourself, you can't help but shift people around you. Just like my little nephew, just like the puppies that you see, you can't help but make a difference. And the biggest difference is in you. You will feel the difference in you. You deserve your love. You deserve your kindness. Today, take time to love on you. Look in the mirror. Tell yourself that you love yourself, even if you don't mean it. Keep saying it. Eventually, you will. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I appreciate you more than you know. And appreciate your comments. So please leave a comment. And if there are things that you are struggling with, please share. And if there is a conversation here that you would like to bring to the table, let me know about it. I will look forward to being with you next week. And if you have not downloaded the 3 strategies to say yes to you, now is a perfect time. The link is in the notes and it is there for you. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I am here for you. I will be with you next week. I am Claudia Braun, Mindset, Lifestyle, EFT Coach. Thank you for being here on Say Yes to You, and Why You Don't, for women who are ready to start saying yes to themselves, because they're worth it. Bye for now.